So if they're looking at a trans woman who they view as a man, they, in my opinion, can only view that as a danger to other women if they themselves are a danger to women. He walked into the Disney Channel and he said, I want to make history, and that's what this is. Hello, you stunning woman on the go. My name is David and you are watching Dismantling Hate. Today, we are looking at the Prime Time with Alex Stein show. And the video we're going to be reacting to is called Josh Seiter Faked Being Trans to Troll the Left. Oh, call me a lefty the way I've been trolled, darling. So I actually reacted to Buck Angel's video about Josh Seiter, I don't know, it doesn't matter. So Josh was on The Bachelorette, and supposedly after he was on The Bachelorette, he faked his own death.
That was a choice.
So, you know, there's a history of him trying to get attention in not so great ways. I can relate. Not in this way, however, at all. Good Lord, no. So the whole premise of this thing is that he just poorly put on some makeup and pretended to be trans. Well, a lot of people thought he was full of it. In my video, I did believe him. I don't consider that a mistake because me believing him in this context was very low stakes. Like, I think that's actually an okay quality of a person to believe somebody when they say something. But we're gonna get into that later. Anyway, so yeah, he is on this talk show being like, yeah, I trolled the left. And the whole premise is like, yeah, the left was nice to me. Isn't that awful how some people were nice to me? God, the left is awful. Make sure your Coca-Cola is topped up. I'm gonna slide myself on over. We're gonna roll the intro and let's have a look at whatever garbage fire we're about to subject ourselves to. Dismantling Hate starts now. I've seen little snippets of this, but I haven't Murder She sat down and watched it, so I'm glad we're here together. Okay, let's go.
You want to know what's going on?
Yes.
Well, I gotta be honest. For the last 5 months, I've been conducting a social experiment online to expose how gullible and how delusional the left is.
Give the people the honest truth. What is going on in your opinion, Josh? Are you transgender? Are you, what's going on?
He's like he doesn't know the opposite of transgender because cis is a slur. Right, I forgot that's how these people think. Yeah, so him dressing in a suit and having the trans flag around him like a tie and like just lipstick. I don't see any other, oh, maybe there's a little contour going on there. That's the extent of his experiment, is like 50 Instagram reels and a flag around the neck and some lipstick. That's his social, it's giving sociology, but like at York University or something. It's not giving accredited, honey baby sweetie.
Love to, but first, I don't want to insult anybody. This makeup's terrible, so I need somebody to come fix it.
Jimmy, come here, Jimmy, right now. Hurry, Jimmy, hurry, run.
Yeah, I don't know what the vibe, I don't get this part. They really rag on Jimmy. I don't know what Jimmy did to them. It's cringy, so.
We have a limited time frame for this episode. Jimmy's gonna, he wipes down everybody, so Jimmy.
He loves wiping men.
He loves wiping men. So
yeah, what is it, like, are these gay jokes?
What? Trump pride? I have to go.
There's actually no comedic element to it, which is why, but I think they think they're jokes.
That wipe him, Jimmy, wipe him
like
clean. Jimmy, make sure he's 100% clean.
Okay, not that rough.
Not that rough, Jimmy. Have you ever used smelling salts, Josh?
No.
Before we start the show, you should probably take a hit.
Like the camera angles, and why are we doing smelling salt? Like it's giving middle school project. This is rough. Not even for the reason of the context of why we're here watching this video. I mean, it's just infantile in its production.
You've never done smelling salts, Josh. So what's this all about? You're wiping off the makeup?
I have to redo it. This is terrible. Your people did a terrible job.
Okay, don't edit this part out, Jimmy, because the makeup artist is going to stab me if they know that he...
You can get out of here.
Get out of here, Jimmy. Get out of here. You're ruining this.
Why are they so mean to Jim? Like, I feel like it's a bit. Do you understand the bit? I don't understand the bit.
You're ruining it, Jimmy. You ruined this whole damn show. So, Josh, you look a lot different right now. Me looking at you, you seem like you look a lot different. What's that all about?
Well, I have to be honest with everybody. Let me get the last of this.
Get the last
I
of
don't want
it.
any makeup on me.
No, we don't want any makeup.
Are those Neutrogena wipes? Gay.
I have no gay son.
No.
This is monumental, dude. This is huge. There's some dry paper towels below if your face is a little wet. I think there's some underneath you. The people want to know what's going on, Josh.
Where's the dry ones?
Right there.
Oh, amazing. I'm
see-
glad you guys listened to
Yeah,
my...
just take this paper towel that's on the floor and put it on your face. Yeah. Oh, because he's a man. He does it. Yeah, tough. Right, got it.
instructions.
What did we do? If Jimmy messed it up, did Jimmy mess up? Please, you're allowed to yell at him. You can do anything. As a matter of fact, you're allowed to sue Jimmy if anything goes haywire during this episode.
Yeah, you can.
So, you want to know what's going on?
Yes.
Well, I got to be honest. For the last 5 months, I've been conducting a social experiment online to expose how gullible and how delusional the left is.
The music, the clapping. This is so embarrassing for them.
We love it, Josh. And now I'm so happy that you came on this program.
And like the spinning of the body in the back with the number, like that doesn't mean anything. That's just a graphic that they threw up there. Like what?
So gracious to fly all the way here from Chicago to come speak with us and talk about how insane the world is that you putting on a woman face, I guess is that the best way to describe it?
Yeah, woman face.
You were accepted.
Is that the best way to describe? And he's like, yeah, woman face. That is the technical term. Is this giving woman face to you? I don't see this as giving woman face. I just see this as fun and art and colors and bright and ooh, which I don't associate with women. Women can exhibit the qualities that I have here. That's definitely a possibility. There's a difference there. There's a nuance there, but
By some, you're demonized by most, and now you're saying this was all a ruse, this was a social experiment, and I know you studied sociology, and then you...
and he goes, I did. Just his little, I did. Shut up, Josh. I can't. It's so stupid. Are you ready? You gotta listen to it.
Major in sociology?
I did.
What
He
you
sounds so proud of himself when this is so embarrassing.
did is arguably one of the greatest social experiments of our modern internet age, in my opinion, and that's why I really appreciate you coming on here and talking about the real truth. So this whole time, this has all been a stunt to try to expose the weird ideology of the transgender movement?
Well, I would say any biological man putting on woman face and putting on makeup is pulling a stunt. They are faking being a woman. And
Yeah, so here's really where we're just gonna go in on this man. First of all, unrelated, he sounds gay, doesn't he? Not important though. Trans women aren't pulling stunts. That's just so stupid to me. Like, he was pulling a stunt. Dude, you studied sociology and you're saying that because you did this, that means everybody else has the same intentions as you? People will do anything for internet attention. It's mind-blowing to me. It really is.
what I did was I faked being a faker. I pretended to be a pretender.
You got me, gal. Okay, here's something. I don't know if I've said this before in another video, but if I have, don't stop me. Why are we seemingly solely focused on trans women? Why aren't we focused on the trans man? That's not to say, like, how come we aren't being transphobic to the trans man? Let's be hateful to them too. No, so much of the societal focus on issues like this revolve around trans women, because a lot of people see trans women as men. And this is dangerous because men who view themselves as a danger to others most likely would view other men as a danger to others. So if they're looking at a trans woman who they view as a man having access to women's spaces, they, in my opinion, can only view that as a danger to other women if they themselves are a danger to women. I think that's it. Thank you. Good night. It's crazy to me. I don't know if I've ever worded it that concisely, but that was good. That's exactly what I mean. Okay, moving on.
All the same, we're all men that were putting on makeup and dresses and claiming we were women. And I hope that this...
But you're not all the same because you weren't actually trans. But he doesn't believe anybody is trans, which is ridiculous, but whatever.
help some people
Well, not whatever, but whatever for this man because he's whatever.
understand that just because you put on dresses and makeup as a man doesn't magically make you a woman.
Which is true, right? Okay, me, so let's say if we're gonna harp on biological whatever, right? So assigned male at birth person, me, hi. Me putting on this like nice frilly sequin top and like this, that is having this, it doesn't make me a woman either. I'm not a woman. That is true. But trans women also exist, right? Like it just doesn't, all of his ideas about who trans people are had to do about outward expression, not inward identity. And that's what he's missing here. And that's what he doesn't understand because he isn't trans himself and he shows a lack of empathy to be able to understand that other people have experiences that are different from him. It's giving infantile, it's giving immaturity is what it is. But you can glean that even by the way that he's talking right now, like just his little like smirks and grins and like the ways that he talks. He's not a mature, intelligent or educated person. And that's not me like roasting him. I mean, I guess it really is, but it just seems like the reality. Like you can look at me and like tear me apart visually until next Tuesday, right? But I'm a very educated person. I've been in school for 20 years of my life, including like grade 1 through 12. I'm in my 8th year of university education. Oh my God, that's a long time. Anyway.
And I think that's brilliant. So now, Josh, what is next, though? I know you've been kind of brainstorming this. You've been incredibly viral. Should we go to the clip?
He hasn't been incredibly viral.
Jimmy, or should we talk
Who am I, Buck Angel? That's funny. If you've seen the Buck Angel videos, you know.
a little bit more? Because I feel like we should...
Well, do you want to play some of his best ones? My personal favorite was SOT 7 because it's kind of something... It was almost an extreme version of what you've done.
Yeah, let's play SOT 7. But this is going to be sad, Josh. This is bad news for me because some of your content is so funny. What are we going to do without this great content? Let's play SOT number 7.
Hey everyone, so I'm at Target doing some lingerie shopping. Well, I was trying to, and I'm thinking what everyone else is thinking. Where's all the tuck-friendly lingerie at? I feel like all women have a right to feel beautiful and seen when they're trying on clothes, and that just wasn't the case. And I feel like for those of us that were blessed in certain departments, it's especially important that we have clothes that fit our large appendages and that we just feel beautiful.
Not the humble brag of him talking about the size of his appendage. I'm clawing for the joke. There is no joke here. Like, everything he's saying does have a token of truth to it. Like, yeah, all women deserve to feel beautiful, and it doesn't matter if you have a penis. You should be able to find things that work for you. Is that going to be available for you in a Target with the same expediency as non-tuck options? Probably not. But it should be out there and it should be available. Like, there's no joke. This isn't an experiment. This is lunacy.
One day we can have trans-friendly departments everywhere, including maternity.
Oh, that would be kind of slay, actually. Yeah, okay, I like that. Like, if we're realistic, there's less trans people in the world than there are cis people, so it doesn't need to be like, it's not like some woke ideology that's taking over everywhere and like, oh, it's going to be 2050 and you're not going to be able to buy any cis clothes. It's all going to be for trans. Like, no, that's not where anything's going. That's not where anything's going, actually. It would be cool if that was available for everybody. Like, why not? Why is the joke that everybody gets to feel accepted? That's gross.
And everywhere else, so that our shopping experience is a positive one and we don't have to struggle to fit in. No pun intended. So, my 2 cents for today. Bye, everyone.
And Josh, I love that video because, I put on the tuck-friendly bathing suit at Target and went super viral. Now you're making content at Target. I'd have to say that you and I are like-minded. We realize how easy it is to push these people's buttons and how easy it is to show them how absurd they are. Like, I got well known for doing something called culture jamming, where like you take the most absurd parts of our culture and you jam it in people's faces. And I think you're the best example of that, even more so than me, even more dedicated than me. There's guys like Alex Stranger. There's other people that try to do this culture jamming stuff. But what you did is, like, you were a method actress, I guess I want to say. You actually stayed in character for months on end, did multiple interviews, went on multiple shows. Literally, I mean, behind closed doors, I'm sure you didn't pretend to be a woman, but you stayed in character in every moment, even when you're just talking to somebody casually. So, really, you're an incredible actor, Josh.
Well, thank you. I think...
Not really. A lot of people knew he was faking it. If I think about the video that I made about Buck Angel reacting to this man, I did defend Josh actually quite a bit because I am nice. Like, you got me, gal. I was nice. Ultimately, he wasn't a good actor because a lot of people thought he was faking. I didn't know if he was faking, and I didn't care if he was faking. Unless he was faking. Like, now I technically have a problem with this, but like, am I that fussed about this? No, I'm not. I along with the rest of the world will probably forget of this very man's existence by tomorrow at 11 a.m. until he pulls another stunt, like faking his own death or faking his transness. Everything comes in threes. There's gonna be another one for sure. Oh, also, there's a piece to this puzzle. Do you know Monica Beverly Hills from Drag Race? Not a soaking clock. You know her. So supposedly Josh was dating Monica Beverly Hills several many years ago, and then they broke up, and then he was being like hateful and transphobic to her, and then this happened. This runs a little bit deeper than him just having a sociology degree. This is crazy.
This person is an incredible actor. They're all pretending to be something they're not. You mentioned showing the absurd. I use reductio ad absurdum, or sometimes called reductio ad absurdum. Mm-hmm. And it's a form of argument in logic which tries to disprove a proposition by showing that when you take it to its logical end.
Yeah, you crank it up to 11 and then show everybody that. In reality, how many trans people, how many trans women exist in reality like the caricature that he was playing? Almost none. I guess that's all up to interpretation too, right? Because they view somebody like Dylan Mulvaney as being the same as Josh. I actually don't see how that can be argued at all. It doesn't make sense. It's not the same. Josh threw on lipstick and a trans flag and called himself Dylan Mulvaney. Not that effort is everything. Like, you don't have to transition. You don't have to go on hormones or have surgery in order to be trans, I believe. But Dylan Mulvaney has done a lot of those things. Like, Dylan Mulvaney, she is woman, honey. Like, it's God, this is brutal.
It leads to absurd and illogical results.
Yeah.
And so that's really what I was doing, was showing that the whole idea of postmodern gender ideology is ridiculous and absurd, and I tried to be the most extreme version of it and take it to its logical end to show how ridiculous it is that people can actually believe that biological men are magically transformed into women because they're having a gender crisis. So I hope I showed how ridiculous and absurd it is.
You showed how ridiculous and absurd you as an individual are. Yeah, we're getting that.
And then you and I were talking about something on the phone. Is autogynephilia? And that's just when... Explain that.
Okay, so this is where somebody gleans sexual satisfaction by dressing up as a woman. I don't know if it's exclusive to gender, but so this is the idea that men would be sexually aroused by wearing women's clothes. It's interesting. I've seen some takes of people online where they think Josh actually has this, I don't know if condition is the right word. Would some trans women fall into this category? I'm sure they exist. Most, if not all, trans women, I do believe, do not glean sexual satisfaction from themselves. Like, you should love yourself and be confident in your own body and that, but to actually have that arousal from yourself as a human being, not everybody is engaging in being trans for that reason. But really, this might be the nuance between like cross-dressing and being trans. Like, there can be a difference there. It's an interesting conversation because a lot of it is dependent on the way you define gender for yourself. And this idea of self-selection is very problematic to these people because, like, what choice? Like, if you're not hurting anybody, if you're not taking advantage of anybody, why is it that deep? Do these people not have any other interests? Maybe because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens, so they have to only focus on other people. And before you come for me that I'm talking about these people, this is the smallest and most inconsequential piece of the content that I create here. I have a podcast, I have a comedy, travel, vlog series. I'm a performer, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer, I play piano, I write and perform music. It's just, this is something that I enjoy doing. This isn't the only thing I do, and this in fact is the only thing that these men do.
People don't also realize Josh got his law degree, got his undergrad in sociology and social and what, psychology?
Political science.
And political
He's got a law degree and this is what he's doing. That's embarrassing.
science. So Josh is not a dummy, you know, even though he's hi.
Oh, because femininity is dumb. That's the joke he's about to make now, because all women are dumb. Yeah, we're not surprised. We just need to point it out. No, he is a dummy. I fully believe that this man is an idiot. And I'm not trying to be rude. Like, fundamentally, I think he's stupid. Okay, I gotta go touch grass. We're losing it.
There, you know, I know you act a little fruity. You're actually a very smart guy. But when it comes to this whole ruse,
Is he trying to act fruity right now? Because he's giving me fruity right now.
how did
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
you catch yourself in this predicament? What made you, what set you off and said, you know what, I want to go and try to expose how weird all this transgender ideology stuff is?
Well, you just mentioned autogynephilia, so I'll address that first and then I'll address the second part of your question.
Even the way, like, I don't want to psychoanalyze this man, but even the way that he's doing, like, the hand things, like, this man's a flamer. He is. There's nothing... The new jacked and hairy Dylan Mulvaney, exactly. That's that garbage there. I am a flamer, so I can say that. Real recognizes real. You get it.
Gynephilia is when men are turned on at the thought of themselves being women. And I think a lot of trans women are turned on at the thought of themselves being women.
No, it's just not true. It's just not true. Does it have the potential to be true for some folks? Absolutely. But is it the majority? No, not at all.
That magically make them women.
And like, you can tell who's doing it for a laugh. You can tell who's doing it for some kind of like arousal and who's actually doing it for identity purposes. There's a difference there, and you can tell. And while maybe I wasn't able to tell the difference between Josh being actually trans and faking it, again, I don't regret being nice to him. I regret that he's representation for a little bit of this now. But again, like I said, people are going to forget about him in approximately 8 minutes.
Doesn't mean we have to accept that they're women. They are simply men turned on at the thought of themselves being women. That's great. We live in a free country. You can do whatever you want, but don't make your fetish my truth. I don't have to accept it. To go to the second part of your question,
Mic drop, except not at all.
I come up with this. I was talking with some friends and we said this is patently false. Men do not magically become women. I said let's look
He's so gay. I'm sorry.
at the literature and what it says. It says that trans people don't have to transition, don't have to have gender dysphoria, don't have to get surgery, and don't have to get hormones. If they feel they are a different gender,
Come on, they, inclusive queen. You hear that?
than their bio-sex, then they are trans and they are valid. And I said, understandably, this is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. If you want to be trans and don't want to do any of that stuff, cool, good for you. As long as you're doing it in an ethical way and not taking advantage of anybody else, go and do whatever the hell you want. You tell me what you want me to call you and I'll do it. I really don't care. I'm not that fussed. It's not that difficult to be kind to people.
I can present exactly how I am, and I can be trans and valid if I say that's my gender identity. And so I said, let me prove how ridiculous this is using reductio ad absurdum by being trans.
You know what? He walked into the Disney Channel and he said, I want to make history, and that's what this is. Anyway, babies, thank you for getting to the end of this video. I really appreciate you being here. If you made it all the way to the end, this is probably very meaningful to you, and I appreciate you being here because This means a lot to me too. So if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to watch any more of my Dismantling Hate videos. If you want to watch just my Dismantling Hate videos, you can subscribe to the Dismantling Hate YouTube channel that you can find in the links in my main channel. You can find Dismantling Hate on TikTok and Instagram, dismantling_hate on both platforms. So you can follow those profiles for some short form content of these videos if you don't want to sit down for the entire stream of nonsense, but you want little bite-sized morsels spread throughout your week. I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next Wednesday. Goodbye.